Croeso and welcome to the Patreon. We still haven't figured out a way of introducing this.
Good enough, mate. Croeso, that's Welsh. Done.
Yeah, we're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
Yeah, fair enough. Done.
Yeah, we're in, baby. Oh no, I went back to the baby straight away.
Yeah, welcome to the Patreon, baby.
Yeah. How are you, mate? You alright?
I'm alright, mate. Keep it alright. Keep it out of trouble. How about you?
Can we tell everyone that you're a goth? Jack's gone mad into goth stuff recently.
I haven't gone mad into goth stuff.
You're a big
I've always appreciated. I've always appreciated heavy metal. Okay, and on Sunday I went to go see Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium, the Poisoned Ascendancy tour, and Frank's
love the name of them.
Yeah, and Frank keeps very, very humorously saying, "I was Goth Fest. I was Goth Fest 2025. I was Goth Fest then."
All the small things.
He actually even I know I was saying, even though that's emo, that's fine. And then you also text me when you say, "How was Goth Fest?" You go, "Did you notice I called it Goth Fest?" And how funny it is.
It is quite funny,
but it was good. It was quite good. It was. They were playing for the non-metal heads, Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium. They were playing their first albums, Poison and Ascendancy, hence the Poison Ascendancy tour, and it was the sort of metal albums of my teenage years. So it was very good, nostalgia, very good.
I just thought Bullet for My Valentine. For a second, I thought that was My Chemical Romance, but they're a different band, aren't they?
Yeah, are they the same syllables? Bullet for my Valentine, My Chemical Romance. Oh, no.
Yeah, it is.
One off. No, it's one off, is it? Oh, well. I'm not a fucking linguist. Linkin Park, yeah.
It's all goth music, mate. It's
all fucking Goth Fest 2025, isn't it?
Goth to me.
Fucking, it's all goth to me, baby. It was good fun.
I love that
It was good as well, because all those songs were very much from my teenage years, right? When I was in much better physical shape. Oh. I looked around, and there was so many sweaty messes around, right there. I was like, you know what? I'm actually not that disgusted with myself. I've aged fairly gracefully compared to some of these guys.
These guys,
I mean, I don't know what they look like. I don't know what they look like back in the day, but my fellow Gothians, yeah. The Goths were like an army as well, weren't they? They were like a people.
Yeah, they were. And bless them, they got so much body. They were just nice lads and ladies. But they, yeah.
No, they're the same as they are today. Mascara and their eyes and all
but it is bad. They were like, they used to get so much abuse and hatred from people, didn't they? Like, if you were, like,
actual goths, you mean? Oh, got modern goths. Sorry, I think you're still talking about the historic goths.
Oh, I thought you were just saying they were like a people, because goths like go in tries. The goths
do you think I was going like, they were almost human, weren't they? Like, No. I was on about they were an actual tribe of people, back in the day.
Yeah. Who did you go around with like one big fringe? Oh, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, they used to just go, tonight will be the night that I will cry for you.
Forever and ever. I like, especially growing up like around Barry, like being the goth took fucking balls, because you would just get like absolutely pelted, wouldn't you? It's like you make yourself stand out, like any.
I remember I had a little goth phase, mosher phase, you'd call it a mosher back in the day. You wouldn't call it a goth back then, a mosher. And I had a little chain from my belt loop to my wallet. Guess what happened when I went out to Cardiff for that? Got mugged. Classic.
You're giving them a direct line to where your wallet is.
But also, I did. The one out of two of the people who mugged me did go to prison because he couldn't be faffing with my chain. And after he'd manhandled my wallet, guess what? You got your fucking digi-prints all over that, mate. You idiot.
Did they actually get to prison?
Idiot. One of them did, yeah. Couldn't get the other one because he didn't touch my wallet. But they were saying that if it wasn't for the chain, he'd have probably just nipped my wallet as well. Yeah. Great, take the evidence with you. Yeah. Great idea. But it was like he was fiddling with my fucking chain, couldn't bother with it, throw it back on my lap. my fucking disheartened lap. And then, guess what, mate? Took you to fucking Slammer, didn't I? In the Slammer like MC Hammer.
Did you have to go to court for it?
I had to go to prison, prison.
I had to go to prison myself.
I got prison, mate. I went in undercover, mate. Fucking took him out root and stem. No, I went to the police station and I was too young to be in court. They had to do a little video thing of me. And
so you're a little rat. You're a little grass.
I was a rat.
Two honest lads trying to make a living and you fucking grass
Ronnie
them up.
the rat. Fucking put one of them behind bars.
That's a bit extreme. All they did is take £3 off you. Although you didn't have enough money.
No, that's true. They did only take £3 off me, but it's the principle. And also, don't mess with the fucking warrior, otherwise you go down.
I'll rat on you.
Or I will tell teacher upon you.
You're an absolute grass.
Run to the nearest pig station and fucking grass you up. Yeah.
I can't believe I'm doing a podcast for the grass. Oh, fatting grass. We got ourselves a fatting grass in here, mate.
It's like the end of Departed where they're like, who's the fucking rat?
That rat comes past with your face CGI'd onto it.
Yeah.
Can we make that the album art for this episode?
Oh, if I have the effort, mate, maybe.
Which you won't, because you're a little rat grass.
I won't. I'm a rat. Okay, you'll be in prison. You'll be in prison by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, mate, I'll do it. I just hear the Roz at my door now. Oh no, I've been ratted.
Knock. Oh, my cheeks are hurting, mate. This has already been a good laugh. My cheeks are fucking strained.
It's nice to be back on the pod, not by the constraints.
It's good to be back, baby. It's good to be back, but also we were back last week or whenever it was the week before, but I was in North Wales at a shithole hotel.
Yeah, you were grouched,
so
weren't you?
I was a bit of a grouch. Yeah. I still need to put up on the Patreon the picture of my fucking Thumbelina's fucking work desk because it's ridiculous.
I bet you grassed on them to booking.com, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, on my way out. Oh, it was great. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it was great,
One star grassed on you, mate. Yeah, see you later. I'm doing another fucking video evidence.
Well, so what? They paid that in court? I honestly, I genuinely think now, if someone mugged you in town, the police wouldn't even look at it. That's how understaffed or how much they can't be asked with things like that. And because we always do these things like it's over. During the elections, the Conservatives we'll make sure we visit burglary, we'll make sure the police visit.
We'll make sure we at least look like we're giving a shit.
Yeah. Because it was something like the majority of call-outs for burglaries didn't even get a police officer to go around to visit.
Fucking hell, I've been robbed. Yeah, we'll be there later. Nothing. Just no one turning up.
45,000 burglaries go unattended. So police.
Jesus.
So this is it. Surrey Police. This is across the board, across loads of different places. 49% don't visit. 49% visit burglaries. So 51% of burglaries go unattended by police in Britain.
That's insane. Couldn't even get it over the 50% mark.
No.
And not even half.
In their manifesto, we will investigate more than 50% of crimes.
We will really try. Okay, I promise.
Yeah,
I think you're missing though, mate. What you're thinking is you seem to be missing is that I was a young white straight male boy.
Yeah,
okay,
so they cared.
I had I had South Wales Police's utmost resources at my disposal.
Yeah, one of the most corrupt police councils in notoriously have been done for framing black people.
They went, look, there's about a 20% chance we'll get any fingerprints off this, and it'll cost the taxpayer £20 million.
But for you,
we're gonna do it. But for you, Mr. Newbie, we'll do it. Master Newbie.
Yeah. Well, you're a little grass, you fucking A-cab. That's why I stand with everyone else who's been harshly treated.
How ironic that they helped me out back then, and now bloody I wouldn't say I'm anti-police in 100%, but I am very skeptical of them.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, because being anti-police would be mad. I'm anti the police we kind of have in the terms of how they treat protests and You always, especially like in South Wales, you always get like stories of them just being out and out racist. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah, this literally that. Yeah, there's no other way to put it, really.
Yeah.
And also, as part of it, I had to have my DNA taken so they could look at the exact. I'm on the blue record. I couldn't be a crim now, even if I wanted to. Yeah. Fuming.
Instead, you're just a quim.
Oh, very good.
Got his ass.
Instead, you're just a quim. What is quim?
I think it's a vagina. If I'm being brutally
honest.
What's
in a quim? What is in a name? What is in a quim?
Would a quim be a quim by any other name?
Let them eat quim.
Oh, we are.
Well, Jesus.
And I know I've been drinking,
baby.
but I feel we are so back. I feel like I've been drinking. We've just come off the record where we did an hour-long interview.
Definitely been drinking.
So strap in.
I'm on 4 pints of Bud Light. 4 pints of Bud Light, 2 cans of Coors. I'm on my first dark caramel and Cornish sea salt spiced rum.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Having a great time.
I don't know if I agree with that. How fancy that.
You know what? It goes down quite nice.
You know what, mate? It's all right. You're all right.
You know
actually,
what? Mate. I used to have my thoughts about it as well, but here we are.
So what is it? Salted caramel and charcoal.
It's charcoal, yeah.
It's
dark caramel and Cornish sea salt.
Oh, yeah. Does it taste salty? Of the sea?
No, it just tastes more
no,
Smee, no. It tastes more like it's kind of like just normal rum, but with like a bit of toffee. It tastes like toffee.
Yeah,
so it's a bit sickly.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Don't know about that one bit, if I'm honest.
Don't you dare try to stop me, Franks. Don't you dare try to stop me.
I have got tonight, tomorrow, there's 3 more nights until the big Friday.
I bet you're fucking I bet your legs bouncing in it, like doing that little fucking thing when people are anxious.
I also, whenever I drink like sugary drinks or even like fake sugar, I get like a massive smile on. And I've drunk so much Diet Coke recently that
like fucking a gurner.
Yeah, I do, man. I get it.
You get the old fucking smile.
I get it really bad
sugar
from
smile.
I get it, but it's like sweetener. So when I get like sweetener, my cheeks get really like pinned back and smiley. And because I've been having so much Diet Coke recently, I just look like an absolute maniac. It's actually hurting my jaw.
Fucking joker.
Yeah, I do. Why so cereal?
You say why so cereal? Joke within a joke within a fucking mad reference. Yeah.
Back in I was always thinking how could you make Syria before before the Civil War. I thought you could say, why so Syria? And it would be a quiz show about Syria.
How could you make that into a funny joke?
Well, I thought it could be a quiz show called Why So Syria? And yet it would be facts about Syria, but then there was a really sad Civil War.
You thought there was going to be a quiz show
No, I thought there could be.
Syria.
I thought I could engineer.
Look, would I lie to you? Is God now? Yeah. Would I replace it? Why so Syria?
Yeah. But then there was just nothing but tragedy coming from there. So I thought, I'd best leave it.
Yeah, pocket that one for later.
Yeah. Well, now it's been liberated, I could go over there and be like, hey, lads, to catch you up to speed, there was a really good Batman film.
Yeah, you've almost missed the boat, but you're just about on time to make this work. Yeah.
All right, actually, watch The Penguin, because that's a bit of what that.
Yeah, what you say? What come out when you watch all the episodes of that? That's great.
I was thinking we should do an episode of recommendations soon, because I recommended a few things before, and you've recommended some stuff that we've had people reach out. So, like Mr. In Between, someone messaged the other day about that, about excellent. Enjoying. So we could maybe do a recommendations episode as well, because I've watched some things recently.
I watched Nosferatu yesterday.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Finally. Really good. I loved it. I can totally imagine people either loving it or hating it though.
Oh really?
I loved it, but I can totally see some people going like, it was a fucking boring film. It was so fucking boring.
You are a boring bitch.
You are a boring bitch, Nosferatu. You are a boring bitch. But I thought it was stunning in terms of how it looked. The sound design was fucking amazing. Acting was off the charts. It was off the charts. Off the charts. I fucking just blew my beans just thinking about it. No, it was really, really good. It wasn't as good as I prefer the Northman. I love the Northman, but it was only the Northman. The Northman. It's half a star less than that. I gave it only because I won't spoil it, but I'll tell you another time.
All right.
But it's well worth watch.
Star. We're on Letterboxd, which is like it's kind of like how do you describe it like succinctly? It's
like a film login thing. So you watch a film, you log it, you can rate it like out of stars, 5 stars, or you can leave reviews as well. We don't leave reviews, but
you can follow your friends on there, and you can create like it's a really good way of knowing what you've seen for the year.
Yeah,
you have, like, a diary.
And also seeing what your mates are watching, and like if you see, like for example, if I see Frank has watched something and it's like a 5 star, I'm like, right, well I'll watch that because me and him have very similar tastes.
Yeah, and I've had a big Jan, so like it's fun to look back at and it also does like a Spotify wrap thing for you at the end of the year. But it's quite fun to just scroll back and see what you've been watching. So we'll put our handles on a thread on Patreon, so you follow us and we'll follow you guys back, so we can see what everyone's watching.
Love that.
I watched Shot Caller the other night with Jamie Lannister as a neo-Nazi.
Oh, is that when he's in prison?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that, but I've seen it pop up sort of thing. Was it any good?
I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was quite fun. I thought it was
better than average. I'll take that.
Yeah,
better than 50%.
Average. And then I watched The Ratcatcher with Wes Anderson. It's a short film by Wes Anderson that follows like a retelling of a Roald Dahl story. But I just, even though I used to love Wes Anderson, it was just too fucking twee. It had like,
you know what I watched that was of that same series? It was this, like Snake Bite or something. It was called Poison. Yeah. Same thing. I thought it was good, but it was like, I know what you mean. Is too fucking like twee is the best word for it. I was trying to think of something else to describe, but it's too much. These old Wes Anderson stuff like Fantastic Mr. Fox is fantastic.
I love
it. Is fantastic.
Yeah. It is fantastic.
It is very fantastic. But yeah, I know what you mean. Is those sort of more modern ones? They're a little bit. I don't know. Just come on, you're leaning too much into like that. I don't know.
Ralph Fiennes, however you say, he's really good in it. But it's like Richard Ayoade. It's just like, especially when that trend happened on social media where everyone's making their own Wes Anderson things, where they just like, have you seen that trend? They were quite fun, where people would do like go into a shop to get a sandwich, but make it Wes Anderson.
That's so it. Getting a sandwich, but Wes Anderson type thing.
And then you realise how fucking easy, or how like he's created a trope that's so obvious.
It actually wasn't like this really innovative artistic style. Anyone can fucking mimic it. Yeah,
it's just got like an Insta filter on every scene. But I think I'd recommend a Shot Caller. I wouldn't recommend the Rat Catcher. One thing I'd massively recommend, like wholeheartedly, is a thing called Last Stop Larimer, called Murder Down Under, and it's a 2-parter on Netflix, and it's in the vein of like a. You remember the podcast I've got you on to before, Jack? Finding Drago.
Yeah.
Like, Australians just have this fucking amazing humour that, like, no one takes anything seriously over there. And it's an old Northern Territory town that used to be used for supplying. It was really popular back when the wars were happening, like Second World War and wars Australia were involved in, because it was a place where the army would go before heading off to Japan. But for the last 60 years, it's been in decline. So from like 3,000 people down to just 11 people. And it's like in proper outback, like nothing else around there, bar this hotel and like some small houses that are left. And the hotel is like a 24-hour pub. And it's so cool to see how they live. But the town goes from 11 people to 10 people. And this documentary has so much good access footage and you follow it. And I'm not a big fan of like Making a Murderer because I often feel they're exploitative. But they're so funny. Like halfway through being interviewed, he's like, "Oh, hang on, mate, let me get a fucking darry." And he like gets out a cigarette. He's, "Oh, just grab a can." And like he just starts. He goes, "Sorry about this, mate." And he just starts like everyone just starts drinking during it and stuff. And it's just, like the characters are amazing. And they're like, "Oh yeah, mate, she makes a pies with her feet. Yeah, she does, mate." And it's like
makes pies with her feet.
Yeah, it's like so. It's called Last Stop Larimer. It's only 90 minutes. No, probably about 130. It's 2 55-minute episodes. So you do the math. That's a really good one.
You do the math, bro. I was going to say, I know we can't edit this, so we can't edit this out, but we're 20 minutes in now.
Yeah, should we just do
this is just a recommendation one, and then we'll do a proper episode next.
So Jana Banana, and who are you doing?
I'm doing Matt Roberts.
Yeah.
Matt
so
Roberts.
Your episodes that we've done the notes. We're doing your episodes next, but we've just been a bit carried away.
It's coming, all right. It's a promise. It's coming.
So we can record that straight after this episode. But we're in a bit of a
in a vibe, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh wow, we just said the same word. God, I've missed you.
Oh mate, but we're such a vibe.
Anything else?
You know what Well, you know that this is old school now, and I imagine I can totally see maybe an overlap with people who like this pod. They've probably already seen this film.
Lemon Party.
But very good. People listening to not Google that. Yeah. It's not good. Not on a work computer, at least.
Yeah.
It's filth. But no, we watched. Amy had never seen it before. We were just looking for something to like kill the time. We're not really paid too much attention to. We were looking at like a super bad-esque, a 40-year-old virgin-esque type thing. And we put on I Love You Man, which I've seen umpteen times. But it's such a good film. And it is genuinely quite funny. And it was, I was saying to Amy, like, this is, I was regurgitating the shit that we've talked about before, you know, where it's like...
they don't make comedies.
They don't make comedies like that anymore because they used to make money off DVD sales and all that, which, you know, doesn't happen as much these days because of streaming. But it is really good, and like Jason Segel in it is brilliant, and it's a very good film for like showing like that male camaraderie type, like male best buddies type thing, you know, and just how stupid it is, and like how it like. There's one bit in it where the wife goes like, "So what do you do for like just hang around for like 8 hours?" And that isn't so relatable to me because my wife has said that about me and you several times ago. What do you fucking talk about like for such a god awful amount of time? And it's like we find shit. Yeah.
We went away for like 48 hours, me, you, and the wives, and me and you started drinking on the Friday, didn't stop till the Sunday, and just chatted the entire time, cooking, eating, watching films, yapping. And Em and Amy were chatting with us, but they'd go to bed at like 10, and then we'd be up to like 5. Yeah. Just so
What was it Emma said about us at one point? I can't remember what it was now exactly, but it was something who was like going, "You guys just talk and talk and talk and talk."
Yeah, I love people. We just don't stop talking. And Emma's a yapper. She's an absolute yapper. But we are so unparalleled with how much
talk
we can
about
yap.
Utter rubbish as well. That's the thing, is that it's not of any like conversational quality. It's like,
well, I mean, if you're a Patreon member, you'll hear how much we chat.
Well, yeah, case in point, listen to us to this last 22 minutes. But yeah, it's a very good film, highly recommended because I haven't seen it in a few years.
Yeah,
I definitely watched it a few times before, but it's brilliant and it's got great cameos. Lou Ferrigno in it. The original Incredible Hulk. Just it's such a weird thing. And also, I really don't know this because I don't know enough about. Excuse me, Lou Ferrigno. I'm assuming in the Incredible Hulk series back in the day, he just used to go rah or whatever, but he's got like a very like kind of camp voice. He's like, listen Peter, you're meant to sell my condo, and it's like a very like I don't know if they put it on or not, or if it's like if that's his actual voice. Either way, hilarious. It's very good.
Well, this is the next one's an odd one. I was going to recommend stand-up because like stand-up isn't great when you watch it on telly, I don't find, because I think the beauty of stand-up is it happens live in the moment and you're all sharing an experience together. But I've seen this live and on telly, so I thought I'd recommend it. If you have Sky Comedy have a whole series of UK stand-up people on, and John Kearns, The Vanishing Days, he's the guy who was on Taskmaster, but his stand-up persona is very different. He has like a silly a wig and like silly teeth, and I saw it live, and I generally think it's one of the best stand-ups I've ever. Like I've seen loads of I think I've seen like pretty much every big UK comedian, and I always make a thing to try and see their Edinburgh shows, which when they tour, and John Kearns is one. It was fucking mental.
It's called John Kearns.
John Kearns, The Vanishing Days. He himself is just so funny. You can listen to him on things like Off Menu Podcast. That's one of the best episodes. Is his one. He's so funny. But he did his stand-up's on Sky at the moment, and I rewatched it the other day with Em, and we were howling. It's a very specific kind of humour. Like, it is a bit odd, and he is a bit weird.
Yeah.
He plays this odd character, and he screams and shouts, but it's I gave it 4.5, which is like nearly a perfect piece. I think it's just so
that's
good.
almost perfect bit of media.
Yeah. So I'd recommend that. But I'd recommend that if you're into UK comedy and you like, he's like really, really prominent. So if you haven't checked him out, check him out. And the next one is called The Curse, which is Nathan Fielder, who we've mentioned a few times before, who does things like Nathan For You and the Rehearsal, which are two very unique, odd, funny documentaries.
Yeah.
Very hard to explain those two, but The Curse is directed by one of the Safdie brothers who did Uncut Gems and Good Times.
They're very good. They're great at like doing, the two films I've seen, was it Good Time and Uncut Gems? Very intense. Very intense films, but very good.
And Emma Stone is in it. And it's like Emma Stone and Nathan play like a rich couple who are doing like a reality TV show where they're making a pretty poor, highly prejudiced. I don't know. It's a big Latin community where it's like the houses are really not like looked after and run down, and they trying to make it like a new hip place to be, like bringing in a lot of what's that thing?
Is it a bit like exploitative type thing, of like the community type thing?
But they're making a TV show about it, trying to sell their houses, which are these massive eco houses. And it's like a problematic show, like like how you'd get a lot of those problematic shows where they're kind of exploitative and not much aftercare.
Yeah.
But something very eerie's happening, and it's really freaky. And it's not a horror, it's not a comedy, but it is funny and a bit scary. And it's very much got the vibe of who's that guy who's died recently? The guy who did Twin Peaks. David Lynch.
David Lynch. Yeah.
You can tell how much he's had an impact on them. So that's a weird one, but genuinely one of the most interesting things to tell you I've seen in
you mentioned that the other day to me. I've got that on the bloody.
Really want you to watch it.
Everything's on the list. Everything's on the list.
I think you'll really like it.
I'm trying to think of another one that I've seen recently now. Oh, we watched. It was very good. It is a bit hard hitting, and like you got to be in the mood for it because it's. Well, I tell you what, go in with a happy mood because it'll fucking ruin it afterwards.
Awful.
It's called Lockerbie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen
it's about the Lockerbie bombings. I've already forgotten the date. I think it's like 89 or something. I didn't even know about this. Did
you not?
I genuinely did not know about that. I think I'd heard the word and just not really associated it with anything. But for those. No, it was in a radio. In a radio. But yeah, for those who don't know, it's the biggest terrorist attack in UK history. Basically, there was a bomb in a radio, exploded in a plane over Scotland, and the plane came down over this town called Lockerbie. The first episode you see is like the incident itself, and they do a very good job of it, of showing how fucking mental it would be, because there's people just walking around and then like bits of plane are like fucking smashing into the floor, like smashing cars, smashing people, and then like bodies like fall down and stuff like that. It's really grim, and it's basically about so there's a woman on board who dies. Her father is an Englishman. He's a guy called Jim Swire, and he essentially fights for 25 plus years to like find out the truth of what happened, like who caused it and everything like that. Because it's one of those ones that makes you very angry because you a lot of it's politically motivated and things like that. Like the government covers things up because it's inconvenient to have the truth released at that time and all this sort of stuff. It's very, very good, but it is a bit like makes you frustrated. It's kind of like if you watched the post office scandal one recently, like where that's bad, but that's not as good as like 200 plus people being killed in a terrorist attack. But you know what I mean? It's like that thing where the government just doesn't do the right thing, and it's like all these politicians just cover their own arse instead of doing the right thing and all that. So it's not one to just sit down and watch chill. Very opposite to what I just said about I Love You Man. I Love You Man is one end of the spectrum. Lockerbie is right at the other end of it. But it is worth watching. It's very good.
We'll probably cover this on the actual episode on the main feed. We want to discuss Kneecap, but I think I'd like to do that on the main feed at the start of an episode. So we'll save that. But we would recommend people watching that.
100%. That's such a good film.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Have you watched any? I watched American Primeval, which is like a Native American / frontier Western that's on Netflix. That's 6 episodes long. It starts off really brutal with like a big action theme involving Mormons, Native Americans, and Americans. And then it's a fallout. It's based on true events, and it's really good in parts. Like it looks stunning. It just looks so, but then the writing kind of falls apart a little bit, and it's a little bit cheesy at times. But I still think it's a good watch. I gave it a 4 overall because it just looks fantastic.
That's still good. That's a great. Yeah. That's what's that 8 out of 10. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I recommend that. And that's an easy one on Netflix to find.
But if you guys want to know what we think is good without having to listen to us drone on for half an hour, just follow us on Letterboxd, like we said, and you'll be able to see everything we're watching and everything we rate.
Is there anything you're keen to see in the cinema soon?
What's that one you sent? You sent me a horror the other day that looked good. Presence.
Yeah, it's been given loads of good reviews.
So that looked good.
To go watch.
You know what? I actually watched a video the other day on YouTube. It was like, what are the most anticipated things from this year?
Should I have a Google?
And I can't bloody remember a single one of them, to be quite honest with you.
I'll have a quick Google of upcoming films 2025.
Most anticipated
Snow White
2025. Not that. No, not
Jurassic World Rebirth.
No, not that either. I do want to see a new Superman. Oh, I will 100% watch a new Final Destinations.
100% be seeing that.
100% do that.
Oh,
new Superman, I'll watch that.
28 years later. I can't
28 years. Yes. I'll watch 28 years. That looks class. New Mission Impossible. I loved the last one. I'll watch that. In terms of not an established franchise, Mickey 17. I want to watch that.
What's that about?
So it's the guy who did Parasite. His new film.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy who's like it's set in the far-flung future or whatever. Guy and human beings have like they're trying to colonize different worlds. And
Robert Pattinson, isn't he? He plays the main.
That's it, yeah. And he basically plays like a guy who he signs up for this thing where they chuck him on an alien planet, find out what's wrong with it. So like he gets like a horrendous disease, dies excruciatingly or whatever. Yeah. He dies, then they reprint him like in some sort of organic printer type thing, and they send him off on another mission, to like discover what's wrong with these planets before, rather than discover that themselves and like slowly try and do it. They know exactly what's wrong with it straight away. So that's good. Nobody 2 as well is coming out. I love Nobody, the first one.
That's Bob Odenkirk, isn't it? As like a John Wick style repressed husband.
Yeah, like an old man John Wick. Do you know this? There's a new Conjuring coming out. I'm just looking now. Conjuring Last Rites.
We mentioned before, and a new Black Phone 2. I love Black Phone 1. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Black Phone was class. Yeah, that was really good.
Horrors are always consistently good for making money, so they're always guaranteed quite a lot come out. I'm actually really keen for How to Train Your Dragon, the real life, the
live action one.
The live action, because I really like the.
I don't know. I never got into. I think I watched the first 2 of the animated ones, and they were fine. Like I don't have the fanfare like that a lot of people do.
No, for some reason I do quite like films like that for Sunday. I love my Sundays, and I like a Sunday film like a Pixar or like a Disney. So I'm a bit more. I don't. You go more for the Mission Impossibles, and I go more for them when we're not watching like serious stuff.
Oh, Wicked Part 2. So did I tell you I watched Wicked Part 1 after all that fucking spam my Instagram feed gave me? Yeah. Me and Amy did watch Wicked Part 1. It was all right. It was.
You don't like
I
musicals,
gave it.
Do you?
No, not a big fan of music at all. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5, right, which I think was quite fair. I wouldn't say generous. I'd say it was fair, because I will say something that the sort of the set design and everything like that was incredible. Like, it was all really made. Like, they made this whole new train. There's this train that turns up and it looks like this fantastical thing, like it's called CGI. Yeah. And I read that they actually made the train and everything, and I was like, fuck, that's cool.
They made the train, actually, guys.
They made the train, can you believe that? They made the bloody train. But guess what? My fucking, my brother, Harry, gay brother, of course, who's very theatre kid by nature, he fucking outed me. He posted on his Instagram because he messaged me one night and went, sorry, because he follows me on Letterboxd. He sent 2.5 stars. He said, what the fuck? And I was like, sort of trying back and forth justifying it. And he just took a screenshot of the 2.5 stars, him saying, what the fuck, put it on his Instagram and was like, fucking heathen, or something like that, to all his fucking theatre kid mates. And I was like, you know how you were saying I was a grass earlier? He's a grass. He's done me. He's taken me the fucking gulag. Yeah. So I had to justify my fucking feelings on a film that is about art, that is subjective, by the way. But it was worth a watch. Actually, I recommend giving it a look if you're okay with musicals. You don't mind too much sing-songiness. You might like it.
The only TV shows I know that coming up are The Last of Us Part 2.
I'm keen for that. I haven't played the game. I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, the game. So I know there's obviously a major spoiler, and I know that. Yeah. But the whole, like, the narrative beats, I don't know. So
then in terms of games, there's a lot coming out this year with GTA, Atomfall, Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that'll be for something else. Should we wrap up now? We've gone over our time a little bit.
Yeah, go on. We'll wrap this one up, and then we'll do the proper episode next now.
Yeah. All right. Diolch, guys. Thanks for listening to our little ramble episode. Catch you soon.